My name is Verna Shell, and you can call me V. And with me tonight, as my camera person for the first time, is my dear friend Ayumi.
Hi, everyone.
And we are blogging from createdbyv.com. So I hope you take a look at some of the stuff that we do today and go visit the blog and see all about it. But we are ready for some football. Are you guys ready for football? Tonight, I'm going to show you 5 DIYs that will definitely up your Super Bowl party game. So the first thing we're going to do is decorate this very plain and boring table. You can very much easily throw a tablecloth on it. So here we are with our football theme. Do you guys usually do the tablescape with the tablecloth? But we're not going to stop here because we're home talkers and we like to DIY. So I'm going to show you how to up your table game. This is a rug that I bought from Lowe's. It's an indoor-outdoor rug. You can put it, on your patio and green up some stuff. But this is what we're going to use as our base for our tablescape. The great thing about it is that it's nice and soft. You could use artificial turf, but I like this one a lot because it's smooth, and when you lay things on it, it'll lay evenly. Artificial turf kind of still sticks up a little bit, and you kind of have to push stuff down. Yeah, it's like pokey, right?
Yeah.
So you have to push stuff down, make sure it sits. This one sits nice and flat. So what we're going to do is you're going to measure your table, and then you're just going to cut this rug to size. So this is what I did today. So you take your little table, you measure your table, you cut it off. There's plenty of rug left over, as you can see from here, plenty of rug left over. You could do, you could spruce up your outdoor living area in the spring, or you can make maybe a makeshift poker table or something with the leftovers. But I think it's well worth it. And then the next thing that we did was turn it into a football field. You could absolutely leave it green. That would be totally fine too, and it would be a nice touch. But lifting it up to the next level is making it your own field. So what we did, we came into the middle, about 33, and we measured the middle of the table, and we marked that with a piece of white electrical tape. Can you see that okay?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So this is the tape. It's 3/4 inches. This is the size that I got. I got this at the craft store. I would not advise you to get it at the craft store because it only comes in these little 3-yard rolls. I would get this at the hardware store, like your home center, Lowe's, Home Depot, because you can get a nice big roll. So it took me about 3 of these little itty bitty rolls to get this table done. So go get the big one. But what you'll basically do is you will just take your tape and mark your center. And I used my quilting ruler because I haven't done any quilting, so I've used it for everything else instead. Just use that as my mark, lay it down the tape, nice and smooth and easy. I used a little bit of overhang. So here's a little tip. Just put it over on the ends so that all you have to do is tuck it and fold it right over. And you got a nice clean edge. And the great thing about it is that you don't have to worry about painting a line. You don't have to worry about making sure it's a certain amount. This is already nice and straight, and it sticks all the way down. So like Ayumi was saying, why didn't you use ribbon? Again, because ribbon wouldn't stick all the way down. This one is nice and clean. Got your straight lines. So then after we mask stuffed our lines, and then we just basically, starting from the 50, I moved out for each one of my other lines and just evenly spaced them across the table. So my yard lines are about 7 inches apart. So 7, 7, 7. And that's how we get it nice and clean and even. Now to make the yard lines, the actual numbers, I use these stencils, 2-inch stencils, and Times New Roman, 2-inch Times New Roman stencils, and just everyday acrylic craft paint. And this field, or this rug, is incredibly forgiving because at one point in time I marked the 40-yard line as 30. So I went back and I just took a damp rug, cleaned it off, came right off, let it dry, and then went back and filled it in. And the great part about it is you didn't have to worry about, like, how some stencils, you have to push it down really hard, tape the edges so that it doesn't go underneath. No, I think it's the texture of the rug was really forgiving. That seriously, I was just paint it on, gob it in there, and it was great. All right, so now that we have our gorgeous field, let's talk about the food. Because in my life, food. Because in my world, it is very much about self-service. You are on your own after kickoff. So what I like to do is set out a buffet that people can go and enjoy themselves, and we can still all watch the game or the commercials or drink or whatever it is that we're doing. without much interruption of having to refocus on serving. So the first thing I usually start with is something that I can throw in the crock pot. One of my favorite recipes is my Super Bowl chili. You can find it on my website, and it's great for crock pot. You can throw it in the morning of, and it's ready to go come game time, nice and hot. You can throw all kinds of different toppings on it, on the sides, like cheese and tortilla chips and all that good stuff, and it's great. Easy peasy. So the other thing that is really great, instead of using traditional dishes as your serving dishes, use these great galvanized buckets. Aren't they fun? They're super trendy right now because, you know, they come in so many different shapes and they're just really cool to look at. So these are great. You throw them in there with some of your team color tissue paper to make it a little nice, throw some chips and your popcorn in there, and you're good to go. Get these great galvanized buckets. I really like to use a large bucket, a large heavy bucket, for my beverages. And this I'll even put out, you know, in the summertime on the patio, fill it with ice and your cold beverages, and then people can go and serve themselves. Here's a fun thing that you guys can do for the Super Bowl is, since it's Atlanta and New England, you can serve some brews that are from those two cities. So you've got Sweetwater for Atlanta and Sam Adams for New England. Cool. And again, in the galvanized metal bucket. Who doesn't love those things? And they're so inexpensive. I got these at the craft store, but you can definitely get them at the home improvement stores. At the craft store, though, they were 50% off, so that is an incentive to get them there. All right, the last little bucket is my favorite. How cute is this little bucket right here? And it is housing all of our referee things. We've got referee stripe napkins, we've got yellow penalty flag napkins, and red challenge flag napkins. And that sets up the stage right there. So we've got all of our galvanized buckets. We can add and decorate with more additional things as they come along. One of the fun things is adding a chalkboard. That gives you a little bit of locker room strategy spirit. And you can either put something fun up here, like a banner.
Our website.
Yeah, that's my website. And you can put you just Google up plays, football plays, and it'll give you diagrams, the X's and O's and which way the ball goes. And you can put that on here and draw whichever one speaks to you. Or you can download this awesome free printable on my website. And that would totally set the tone for your Super Bowl party. And one of the great things about making a tablescape like this is you can use ordinary items like cups or bowls and turn them upside down so that you can add a little bit of height to the things that you want. So that they're not kind of falling down under attention there, but you can add a little height. And again, so there's this garland that I made, and this is just for the scraps left over from the rug. Just cut them out into little triangles, and again, I use the same thing, stencils and white acrylic paint, and I just used embroidery floss with a needle and tied it right on. Okay, one other thing. So we're looking at the tablescape, and it looks like fun. We've got all of our things all laid out. Let's add a little panache. Let's add a little bit of artwork. So how do we do that? Well, while I was at Lowe's getting my rug, I also picked up a few ceramic tiles. These are less than 50 cents each, and I just used, in the spirit of adult coloring books, how many of you guys out there like to do the adult coloring books? In that same spirit, I made these tiles. Team Spirit tiles, I'm calling them, with Sharpie markers on ceramic tiles from Lowe's. Like I said, they were only less than 50 cents. So this is how we made it. So I'm going to show you with the Falcons one. So I printed out their logos and I reflected it so that they're in the opposite way. Then I colored each one of the lines with this pencil. Because what you're basically trying to do is get this carbon copy onto it. You turn it over like this, and then you trace over the back edges again. All the lines through the logo. And this is what's going to give you a little bit of a carbon copy or lead impression, so to speak, on your tile. And that'll give you a little bit of an outline for you to color in with Sharpie markers. And then I just added some fun things like Rise Up for the Atlanta Falcons. And I made this for my girlfriend, Leah. She's hosting our Super Bowl party this year. She's a huge Patriots fan. And so I made that for her. And then, you know, if you're not an artist, that's okay too, because you can just, like I said, Google up a diagram of a football play and throw it on there. And the great thing about this, as a bonus, is that these can work as trivets as well. Throw your hot items on it so that it doesn't burn the football field plastic. And now we are going to talk about spirit pom-poms, how to get those kids excited for what you're doing. So these pom-poms are made out of everyday regular streamers. The ones that you can get from the dollar store, they come 2 to a pack for $1. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the streamers. These are about 12 inches in length, but you can use however long you want. And what you're going to do is fold it back and forth, just like this. Maybe 7 to 10 times per color. The more that you do, obviously, the fuller the thing's going to look. And then, so now you've got this. You've got all your colors folded back and forth 7 to 10 times-ish. What you're going to do first is you're going to get rid of the loops. You can either sit there and cut each one of the loops if you want to, or you can just take about a 1/4 inch off and just cut all of it all at once, and you have no more loops. And then what you're going to do to make the shred it, you're going to cut right down the middle. You're going to stop about, no, I didn't stop as high. I usually like to put this clip part down, so usually stop like right about there so you have enough space on the top.
Leave the room on the top.
Yeah, leave a little room on the top, so don't cut all the way as far as I did, but stop about 1 inch from the top. It's not going to hurt it if it goes all the way down there. And then the next thing you're going to do is cut each one of these in half again. Okay, so you've got this as your little stringy guys, and you're going to do that for all 3 colors. I'm going to move it right along because I've already done it for you here. Okay, so here you have it. And the reason I put the binder clip on it is because sometimes I want to look at it and say, you know, I think I want to change which direction they want to go. If you're pretty good with what you are, you can go ahead and staple it. But I usually like to see, do I want to put the red over here, put the blue over there? But what you'll do at this point is staple it. And then I found these popsicle sticks at the craft store. They have a contoured handle. And they also have this adhesive tape already pre-made on it, which I thought was perfect. If you get the regular old plain popsicle sticks, I would just add a little bit of glue to the stick so that when you start shaking it, it doesn't pop out of your pom-pom. So what you'll do is take that adhesive and just stick it right down into the middle here of your pom-pom. So now it's stuck in there. Then you'll take some packaging tape and you'll wrap the rest of that pom-pom right around there. It's nice and tight around that stick. All right, you can stop there if you want because you got your pom-pom already on your stick. But if you want to take it up a little bit, again, you want to add a little class to it, you can take a little piece of cardstock, cut a strip of it so it's nice and pretty, and you don't have to worry about the seams because I know some people like their things to be very pretty. I am one of those people. All right, so now all of your little seams are covered. You can decorate this if you want. You can decorate your little stick and put Go Pats on there. You've got your little pom-pom all ready to go. And so these, I think, would be awesome favors for kids who are attending your Super Bowl party. And this is a $2 replica of the Lombardi trophy that started out like this. So this we got at the dollar store.
Just plain glass.
Just a plain glass vase. You can see it's pink even. And then this is a foam football. Again, a dollar store find. I took some hot glue because hot glue works great with foam. And just glued those 2 pieces together. And then spray painted it. A metallic silver. I did decide to do a couple of layers of spray paint. So I actually primed it first with that gray primer spray paint so that it would be completely opaque. And then I put the metallic silver over it. And then after I was done with the metallic silver, I was like, it needs a little bit more. So I went back over it with a little glitter silver. So that is all I have for you tonight. I hope that you enjoyed our DIY. So thank you so much again, and have a great Sunday. Enjoy the game.